Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The woman's game. And you know what? And I'm going to talk about, I've talked about this several times, particularly concerning select and non-select, or if you want to use the term alpha, beta, 80-20, or some people saying 90-10. I actually got a podcast coming next week kind of addressing that. But, you know what? The women's game is something, and a lot of guys don't understand it. And I was actually inspired to do this because I was checking out the most recent video from Alan Roger Curry, and he was going off, and he was talking about like how women be running game out here, and they do. They do. I'm gonna put a link in the description box to his latest because he was right about that. Because when I said I learned the game from, and I did some videos, I said how I learned the game. It's primarily from older women. Yeah, some guys put down some stuff for me, definitely. But it was women who were telling me some stuff. As a result, I've never really been played in life. Seriously. You got guys playing, getting burnt out here. And I'm like, I've never been played like that. Even going through marriage and divorce and stuff, I don't pay child support. And I get access to my kids all the time. It's like, it's always beneficial to me because I learned about women's game at first. Now I couldn't turn it on them like the Pinson players did when I was younger. I still had to learn that and develop that. But I had enough defensive game like not to get played. Now there was a few instances. Because you're going to get that. But then I learned from those instances. But if you talk about, you know, getting money out of you or anything like that, or really getting emotionally fucked up, nah. Yeah, there was some times some women did some shit and stayed on my mind for maybe 24 hours. You know, one in particular, I give her a few weeks, but for the most part, everything went well. It wasn't messed up. Let's put it like this: never felt the need to get online and just talk about it all the time, or, you know, at the time write about it, complain, and these women, it's like, damn, all right, let me learn from that. So, but the bottom line is they got that game. Now you got some guys out here thinking they getting over on the women. I'm like, please, because I'm gonna tell you how slick the women's game is. I've talked about this before, and you know, it starts when they babies. When they figure out they can cry a certain way, and this big man that they will call daddy at some point, or mama's boyfriend, big brother, come a running, they like, oh wait, that goes in there. You know, when they start putting on that makeup, or they watching how their mother doing it, trust me, they learning it from birth. I'm surprised some of these women even need to like pay a female dating coach or anything, because all of them got something. Trust me, even the goody girls got something. All right, so you know. And I'm going to tell you what, it ain't just so much the game is about, you know, what they can get from a man. That's the woman's secondary game. Like getting resources and money is actually their secondary game. That's the one they go to if they can't get their first level of game, right? And I'm going to tell y'all what that is in a second. I'm going to give y'all a little commercial though. I was laughing about that. No, just before I did this, I saw Megan Good, like in the movie, The Intruder. I saw an ad for it because I was looking at a video and they had an ad for it. And I'm going to be real. Megan Good, I swear, I'm like one of the few dudes who don't look at her in a sexual way. And the reason why, she looked like a spitting image of my mother when she was younger. In fact, if I met Megan Good, I say, here's my mother just before she passed away. So this is what you may look like. Just stay in shape. Seriously. I had to share that. It just as an aside, that's why beautiful women don't really faze me any. Grew up with that, like, I would say most of my female cousins, starting with my grandmother, would be considered by other guys very attractive. I know, because guys used to follow them home. And they still got guys going crazy over to this day. So, it is what it is. In fact, my grandmother, when she passed, had 0 wrinkles on her skin, and she passed at 84. So, that's why they don't faze me. Anyway, that's the commercial. Getting back to the women's game. Like I said, like a lot of guys will see the game of women trying to get money out of a man, trying to use him for his resources and stuff. But that's the secondary game. The woman's primary game is getting that select man. If you don't like the term select man, that alpha man. If you don't like that term, that 10% man. Or if you ain't going there yet, that 20% man. That dominant man. That's their game. They want that guy primarily on a physical basis and then secondarily on a resource basis. Sex appeal and nest appeal. Understand the nature of the woman's sexuality, the femininity, right, is to draw a man to her. Remember, her eggs cannot leave her body, go get a man and get pregnant and, you know, get that seed and come back. She got to draw that seed too. And that's that thing when women, that's why when that drive first hits a woman, that what my mentor, Master Yao Yamache Morris, will call the master feminine. That's why, like, when women hit that puberty, that's why you can get a little girl, and you know she ain't filled out yet. She don't got those breastises. You know, she don't got no butter on her and stuff. She ain't had that period yet, and she might be a straight A student, cool with all the boys. You know, and they even dress well. You know, she dressed like a dude, just throwing a t-shirt and all of that. But when that master feminine kicks in, when she hit puberty, she got a dominant drive to get that alpha male. Dominant. That's why women primarily get imprinted by a dude with at least physically good looking with a body. That's their primary thing. A lot of guys focus too much on the personality and stuff. It's like, no, she's looking to make that baby. It's strongest then. It might get modified as she gets older and needs other stuff, what her drive is, but it's still that basic drive. So starting then, women have that drive to get the best, you know, the physically best specimen, right? That starts then. But then there's another part, and I've talked about this privately, I'm going to share. It's also to get that, beat out the next woman for that same specimen. So what they develop the game, they develop their tactics. And understand, their game isn't necessarily walking up to a man, even though you got some women who will do that. You do have some women who do that. For the most part, the game isn't to like go up and say, hey, how you doing, and talk. Hell, sometimes they ain't even choosing signals, though those play in there. Sometimes it's just they'll dress a certain way, present themselves in a certain way to draw the man to her. And that's the thing of she'll put herself in position to draw that guy to her. Like, she'll check out a guy, like, you know, you walking down the street, a man walking down the street, he might see the woman when she's right there. She saw him like probably half a block away. And by the time she got to you, she already decided what she's going to do with you or what she wants to do with you. The first thing is she is looking at your physicality. It's like, can he get it? Think about that. Can he get it? And they'll like put themselves in a position, or like if they walking, they could be walking fast down the street. You walking down that thing and think she might turn her head, see you real quick. Women can do it in like less than 3 seconds. They'll see it, they'll see you real quick. And then it's like all of a sudden they slow down. They'll slow down. All of a sudden they were walking all fast. All of a sudden those hips start to sway a bit, you know, just to draw your attention. That's part of the thing. Or when they like just being real quiet, they got their, trust me, women got their thing, and trust me, they being passive as far as physically moving, but they know it. They crossing their legs or showing enough thigh your way. Or they put themselves in position. And like I said, sometimes, you can be in a grocery store or something. They'll put themselves in your vicinity. That's in most cases. Now, if you really fine to them, really attractive, they might just say something. Or they'll do, maybe you have something on them, like an unusual shirt or something. I've had women talk to me, like because of this neck, like this thing I got up here. Let me show y'all the Gi and Yami symbol. Well, I got one I put around my neck, and wait, let me get this thing right. You know, I shouldn't have moved it too much. Anyway, yeah, we'll just go with that. That's just gotta do. Anyway, damn, I got a little anal in me. Gotta get it just right. Anyway, we'll leave it like that. Anyway, right? Like it's a symbol just like that one and stuff. And I remember I would have women several times. I had women, they'll find a reason to talk to me, say, "Oh, what's that symbol and stuff?" Boom. They'll do a lot of stuff, but that's their game. It's a challenge. See, understand something. The difference between select, non-select, alpha, beta, 80-20. A woman will actively try to seduce that guy she considers select. In fact, if you talk to a lot of women, just actually talk to the women. Don't assume you know what they're talking about. Say, why did you chase that particular man? They'll say, oh, he's a challenge. You know, because the first thing they're thinking, and this is what some women told me coming up, including some sex worker types. If a woman like a guy, you know, she'll chase him. She'll chase him. She'll do her stuff, you know. In fact, there was a saying one time, I forgot the book. It was one of those books that really got deep into female nature. I think the saying was, a man will chase a woman until she catches him. Because even when they approach, they already saw that. In fact, I'm going to tell you what. Malcolm X talked about this in the autobiography of Malcolm X. Now, he thought he had all this control doing it. He was on his time dealing with Betty. And then after they got married, all her girlfriends were coming up to her and say, yeah, you got him. And Malcolm was like, what? She had her plan. But that's their game now. But see, they're only going to employ that game primarily on the guy, on the physical specimen. The guy that they find that turns them on sexually. The guy they feel like, hey, I can have his baby, you know, or at least have some pleasure. That's the primary thing. The secondary thing is the resources. If they can get both in the same package, shoot, they loving that. They loving that. But if not, it's like, that's why you got a situation, that whole dual mating strategy thing. Yeah, they'll get that main guy, you know, maybe they have sex, whatever, but then when they want to settle down, they'll get that guy who at least, you know, got some money, but at least look good enough where the babies ain't going to look jacked up. And a lot of that's happening on a subconscious basis. A lot of that. And trust me, when I say women are aggressive, their aggression just come in a different way. Because that's why, like, you get situations, like if you have a group thing, like a event or something, these women will spend maybe hours, make sure they look different from everybody else because they compete. In fact, you put a fun thing to do. You can even watch it. Go someplace where there's a bunch of guys where the women might think, oh, yeah, these guys are Mr. Goodbar types, right? And then just sit back and watch how the women behave. They're competing. And they'll do stuff, whatever, to draw it. And and that's how they'll do it. They'll try to draw that guy's attention, that particular guy's attention, everything. That's their game. Always understand that. A lot of guys got to get that. So if you dealing with a woman, like a lot of people say, well, I don't know if I'm selecting that. It's very easy. How often do women put themselves in a position for you to approach? How often do they even approach you? Or they'll do a lot of indirect stuff. Be in a grocery store. How often do you get a total stranger woman starting a conversation with you? Or just simply having somebody say hi. Or get what I get sometimes. Say, hey, why don't you smile? I don't know you. Seriously. But that's the game, and just understand that's what exists. They've been running that for millions of years, yo. Because their game is slick. It's actually insidious in some cases. When they want something, they be running it. And with the true players, with the pimps, true players, pimps, guys like that who really understand it, dude, they already know that game. And, you know, some cases, the guys be like, you know, a part of her game is to make that plate. No, I'm just acting like I don't know what's going on. Seriously, I'm tell you what though. I'm just saying this. Some guys can understand what I'm saying. Nothing is more entertaining than watching a woman trying to seduce you. Nothing. And seriously, it's poetry. All you have to do is just sit back act like you don't know what's going on. I'm just giving you this, in this raw times, I just give y'all some raw game like that. But seriously, just act like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, but that's the women's game, and they got it. Seriously. They got it. Some guys need to stop acting like they getting over on the woman. It's like, no, you just got to figure out how you can turn what her game is to your advantage. You know, but they run it. Trust me, women, and I've had women tell me this ever since I was little. They'll get around if they like if okay. Here's one thing they'll do. Like say you out, right? You meet a woman, right? And you're just like, oh, put your number in my phone or something like that, right? You do that. Now, you might be sitting down thinking, oh, you chilling doing your stuff, and then you call her and stuff. Or she might text you or call you or something, right? Rest assured, before she even reached out to you, her and her friends were sitting around somewhere discussing the merits of it. And they might even be telling her stuff. There are times when women go on like that first date or something, and you might pick her up at her home, right? And you ain't even, you know, you just see her. You didn't see like the 5 other women like that in the house who fixed her up. Because there are times, even though women competitive, sometimes they will help out somebody they're cool with. At least until one of them decides they like that guy too. But that's another video. But it's there. Trust me. And I know some women are gonna see this like, damn, I'm gonna get at least. I guarantee I'm gonna get at least one text or one like contact through my something through my contacts saying, Ron, don't be telling them that. Come on, man. You know too much. And a few might even get in the comments and say, damn, Ron, you telling them everything. Stop. But I'm just letting y'all know that because you gotta think. You might think you like as a man, you think you doing something. Trust me, she got her game too. Trust me, she running her game too. I mean, and like I said, it was women who schemed. Told me that they told me how they scheme. They be doing it straight up. A man will chase a woman until she catches him. So I'm just letting y'all know it. All right. So anyway, now here's the thing. Now, just to be clear, because I know some people here that say, oh, they got control. No. If you know what doing, you're dealing with that on your own terms. And that's the key for a man. You just know what you're doing and then decide how you're going to deal with it. Then you got control of it because no matter how much they choose you, no matter what they do, you still have to make the choice whether you're going to deal with that particular woman. You know? Seriously. And like I said, I'm serious. Sometimes when they're in their seduction mode, let them do it. Shoot. You get some good meals. They walking around in those short dresses, smelling all good, got their hair fixed. Shout out C Boogie. They want to make that French toast. I'm like, why? Don't fight that dude. Just let them do what they do. I say that on my Patreon. I say let women do what they supposed to do. Just sit back and let them do their thing. You actually benefit. So anyway, that's all I got for today, y'all. I'll talk to y'all. Peace.